Great. Okay, well, good morning. This is a meeting of the Criminal Justice and Public Safety Committee, and we'll start off by doing a round of introductions, and I'll start with my co-chair, Senator DeChambeau.
Yes, good morning, everybody here and on YouTube. I'm Senator Susan DeChambeau. I represent District 32, and I'll tell you that's Dayton, Lyman, Elford, Arundel, Kennebunkport, and my hometown of Biddeford. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'll go to Senator Searway.
Good morning. I'm Searway and represent District 16 in Waterville, Winslow, Fairfield, Benton, Albion, Clinton, and Unity Township.
Next, I'll go to Representative Pickett.
Morning, everyone. My name is Dick Pickett. I represent District 116, the towns of Canton, Dixfield, Hartford, Mexico, and Peru.
And Representative Reckett.
Yes, I'm Representative Reckett, and I represent District 31, which is the ocean into South Portland.
Representative Morales.
Good morning. My name is Victoria Morales, and I represent House District 33 in South Portland.
Representative Costain.
Good morning. I represent District 100, which is part of Etna, Dixmont, Newport, Plymouth, and Corinna.
Great. Thank you all. And I know we'll have other members joining us. I'm Charlotte Warren, and I represent the city of Hollowell and the towns of Manchester and West Gardner in the House. We have a few things on our agenda this morning, but the first thing we're going to tackle is we've got a couple of 319 reviews that are coming from our friends at the Judiciary Committee. And we'll, oh yes, Representative Pickett.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. I just, for the sake of some people on that may not be familiar with that review, could we just explain what it actually is and how it works so that everybody is on the same page?
Perfect. Great minds think alike. I was going to ask if Jane could go over, first of all, what is the 319 review, and more specifically, what is and is not our responsibility as a committee? Thank you.
Okay. Well, Joint Rule 319 requires the Criminal Justice Committee to review for impact on the criminal justice system a bill coming from another committee in which that committee, majority at least, supports the bill, and the bill creates a new crime or increases the penalty for a crime. And the rule requires the Criminal Justice Committee to provide advice back to the committee that the bill is coming from and to the Appropriations Committee. There aren't a lot of standards. There are no standards in there at all. It's just a question of impact on the criminal justice system. And with regard to that, sometimes you have a fiscal note or fiscal review, and sometimes you have information from the committee that is sending the bill to you. And so today I know that the two committees, Health Coverage, Insurance and Financial Services, and Judiciary, are ready to speak with you about their bills. And I believe they're ready to address the question of potential impact on the criminal justice system. That's all. Senator DeChambeau, you might want to take over because I think the representative is busy.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at,
Oh,
let's
she's
see.
back.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Okay, so are we ready? Is Peggy going to get us started?
Oops, she's muted. There you
Right.
go.
Oh, not for long, not for long. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here with our Senate Chair from Judiciary, Senator Carney. And the chairs did submit a memo to you folks about, we actually have 3 bills that increase penalties. And one of them is Senator Deschambault's bill, which amends the protection from abuse statutes to cross-reference in protection from abuse orders issued in other states. So if somebody violates that in a very serious way, it would make it a Class C crime. And then there are 2 other bills that increase the penalties in the child sex trafficking area. And I know that you've been working in that area as well. And so those are LD 545 and LD 813. So however you want to proceed, I know that Senator Carney is available too to walk through this or answer questions, but I'm happy to do whatever you need. What's most useful to you?
I think that makes sense. Could you give us some details about the increase in penalty? I think so. Our job, as we all just talked about, or Jane just presented to us, is to make a decision based on how much it impacts the system. So if you could tell us just a little bit of detail of what the penalty was and what it is now.
Okay, so why don't I start with LD 803? That is an act regarding violation of a protective order. And it was identified that we have a gap in our statute when somebody from out of state has a protection order against them issued from that other state. They follow somebody into Maine, and then they, in violation of that out of state protection order, engage in reckless conduct that creates a risk of serious bodily injury, or they actually engage in an assault that if that were a violation of a Maine protection order, would be a Class C crime. This, it's just whatever that underlying crime is, if the person has the order from out of state. And the reason is because our statute just didn't cross-reference out of state orders that are similar to ours. And so that's the sole purpose of LD 803, is to address a defendant who violates a protective order issued pursuant to section 7007. That's the final protection order. And the bill adds, or an order that is similar to a protective order pursuant to section 4007 issued by a court of the United States or of another state, territory, commonwealth, or tribe. So up until this point, we haven't recognized that it's actually a crime in Maine for them to violate their protection order. So, and this makes it a Class C crime, because it's a Class C crime to violate that order if it was issued by a Maine court.
Great, thank you. We'll start with Senator DeChambeau, and then we'll go to Senator Searway.
Yes, I wasn't understanding clearly. It's a Class C.
It does make it a Class C crime.
And that's what it is in Maine.
Right? It is, right.
Just for conversation, I looked at that. I think, I can't remember who sent the email, if it was yourself or Jane, but you know, is it a major increase or not, or impact? This bill came at the suggestion of an assistant AD in York County. And in conversations, it seems to be the county that probably this occurs more often because of the proximity to Massachusetts and New Hampshire. And you can live in Dover, New Hampshire and drive 5 miles and you're in Elliott, Maine. And that's what was happening. So it's something that I don't think is a major impact. It won't happen often. And my personal opinion that this offense that the bill we pass would be the same as if they violated an order of a Maine. That was the whole intent. Because it's,
would you make a motion to that effect?
if everybody's all set with that, I would make a motion that, well, should the motion include that it is not a major impact to the criminal justice system?
That's exactly it.
That's it. There's the motion.
Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a second by Senator Searway. And Senator Searway, did,
Yes, I just was gonna say that sometimes I'm having moments when I don't hear the voice, and I'm trying here and there. So I don't know if when we get it, if we can kind of see it, just to see what, I don't know, the something when we do this. I just it would help maybe, because I was
okay. Two things, Senator. You should have it in your email
okay.
so that you can look at it. I think one thing that might help you hear better when other people are presenting is to turn off your video. That seems to be, but let us know. Deb, do you need it screen shared right now, Senator, or are you?
No, this one's fine. I just was
Okay.
just for through this today. It just seems like it's
Gotcha. Wonderful. Thank you. Then Representative Pickett.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I was just going through some of the information here and stuff, and I think one thing to be noted is that the CLAC board members, they are in favor of the bill as a way it come out of committee there. So I think, I know we don't always agree with them, but we pay a lot of attention to what they do because of the makeup of the membership of that committee or that commission. So I think what the motion on the floor right now is a good motion, and I will be supporting it.
Thank you, Representative Jane.
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you, Representative. There, I sent an email to the committee members yesterday about 2:50 p.m. and that has cover memos from the chairs of both committees that details what the bills are about and what the new crime or elevated penalty is. So everything's right there, and their cover memos are succinct and a quick study for you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. So unless there are more questions, and being cognizant of the fact that our friends do have their own stuff starting at 9:30, can we do just a raise of hands, Jane, or do we need to do a roll call
Sure.
on these? Okay.
That's fine.
Does everyone support the motion that this isn't a huge impact on the criminal justice system? And if you do, just raise your hand. Representative Rudnicki, if you're with us, if you could put on your video. Oh, great. I can see your hand. Thank you. So that's unanimous.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, Peggy, we're ready for the next one if you are.
Okay, so the next two, the Judiciary Committee worked together. One is LD 545, an act to combat the sexual exploitation of minors in Maine. That was a very wide-ranging bill. The Judiciary Committee cut back a lot of it because they knew that the Health and Human Services Committee was looking at a couple of these aspects in the child protective area and doing a study on human trafficking. And so they focus just on when somebody solicits a minor for prostitution, and the sponsor wanted that to be a Class C crime and wanted to focus on not only the current law is in fact the person is under 18, he wanted to address when somebody believes the person they're soliciting is under 18, and also wanted to make attempt at that crime the same. And he wanted to raise them all to a Class B crime. So that's currently a Class C crime, I believe. Jane's going to correct me if I'm off base here. An attempt is usually one, it's a D now? Okay, you have a bill, Representative Reckitt's bill 1592,
Two.
which the majority report raises it to a class C. This would raise it generally. I mean, the same kind of general conduct. This would raise it to a class B and also make attempt at the same level, which is actually, the Judiciary Committee is going to talk about this morning, is kind of in conflict with the criminal code, because the criminal code general situation, general philosophy is attempt is one class lower than the actual crime. So that is LD 545, what the committee amendment that hopefully the committee is going to be, the Judiciary Committee is going to be looking at. And all it does is amend 855, 17A, section 855. And then the last one is LD 813, which is also addressing child sex trafficking. And this actually makes aggravated sex trafficking of a person under 14 a class A crime. Aggravated sex trafficking right now is a class B crime. So this would make it a class A if the person trafficked is under 14. So I'm sorry, lots of information out there. Slow me down or ask questions if you want.
I have a couple, let me call on folks first, and then I have a couple of questions. Senator Searway, is your hand still up from before? Okay. Representative Pickett.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, I do have a question for Ms. Is it Ryan?
Right.
Right.
I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself.
I'm sorry. I wasn't very good on
Oh, that was
pronouncing
my
that.
fault. I'm sorry.
But anyways, I assume that when that bill was being looked at, that Clack testified on that. Is that correct?
I believe they did, and I think that they identified how unusual it is for a crime to jump 2 classes. When you're, sometimes you do decide to enhance penalties. They said it was unusual to go up 2 classes.
Okay, and I think what they said, at least I went in and I grabbed the memo from them, and I believe what they said was if we chose as a legislature to do that, to elevate the class of the aggravated sex trafficking involving children of a certain age, the proposal should be redrafted consistent with other criminal code provisions, correct?
Correct. And this is a redrafting of what was in the bill. Yes.
Okay. Because I personally, I agree with, I think it's an egregious offense. I think, and I think it's happening more often than people think it is. And I agree with what you folks have done. I just wanted to be sure that you had that conversation with them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I'm going to go to Representative Reckitt and then Senator DeChambeau.
I just want to make sure I'm absolutely clear about all of it. I'm staring at the 1592 as we passed it out of criminal justice, and it has child under 18 shifts it from a class D as in dog to C as in cat. I sometimes have trouble telling the B and D stuff together. So so what this bill that you're talking about does is, in addition to doing what I just said, also has another crime that is under 14. It would be B as in boy.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have talked about both bills. That
Okay.
is Senator Diamond's bill, LD 813, and that's aggravated sex trafficking,
Right.
which is, a different conduct. This is soliciting, 545 is soliciting somebody under 18.
Right.
Whether you
And-
know they're 18 or you believe they're 18.
Right. And that would be a class C as in cat, right?
Actually, the committee amendment makes it a class B, which is in conflict with what your majority report in 1592 is doing.
Okay.
And I believe Representative Record, you actually voted against this in committee, in the
Probably
judiciary.
for the same reason. Yeah, I did. I
Yes.
think. Yeah, it was the Class A was too much for me, as egregious as I think the crime is. So I don't quite know what to do. So I guess it's really up to the committee as a whole. I mean, I still think that the two-step jump is too much on this
So
crime.
if you'd like to make a motion to that effect, Representative Reckett, you could make the motion that you believe that this does have a large impact on the criminal justice system.
That,
Well, I think, we're talking about a 20-year sentence for this, so I think it's hard not to believe that's a large impact.
Okay, would you like to make that motion?
I think I would, yes.
I'll second that motion. Senator DeChambeau.
well, you jumped ahead, Representative Warren. That's exactly what I thought I wanted to say to everybody here. Our role today is the impact on the criminal justice system and the facilities and what have you. Class A can go up to, not to exceed 30 years. Class B is 10 years. My personal opinion, this would have a huge impact on the criminal justice system. And we're talking under the age of 14. My experience has been a lot of young men in their 20s get involved in these kinds of relationships, and 10, 20, 30 years is a bit much for doing something as egregious as it might be. It wouldn't fit what I've been experiencing within the facility. So I am saying that to hopefully have you consider that it is a big, major impact on the department.
Okay, so it sounds like you're going to support that as well. And just a reminder to folks, let's try not to go into the details. Let's just make a decision based on the impact. Senator Searway.
I heard half your conversation, so I'm trying to figure out what you said. Except I heard impact at the end. That's all I heard.
Yeah, what I said was our job today is not to discuss the details of this bill and if we would support the bill or not. That's the Judiciary's Committee's job. Our job is very clear. Yes or no? Do we think that this bill has a large impact on the criminal justice system? Representative Reckett believes it does, and Senator DeChambeau believes it does. And now it's for you. Go ahead, Senator.
All right. Yeah, I think it's a little bit overboard. I do think, two classes is quite a jump, and it probably does cause a larger impact. So I wouldn't be for that.
Thank you, Senator. Representative Pickett.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. After handling these kind of investigations for many, many years and seeing the devastation on families and victims and stuff, I agree with the committee that's sending it to us. I think that the jump in it for the aggravated, I think for under 14 is not going to create more of an impact, because I think you're going to have less people that are going to be involved in that, because there is a deterrent there, because you're going to make it very clear that it's very, very serious, that you are taking, when you get involved in somebody of that tender age, you're causing them with many, many psychological scars that they might go through their whole entire year. And I can testify to that because my own daughter was sexually assaulted. So I know what that's all about. And I don't think that this is, I really don't believe that that's a stretch. And I do think that the effect on the criminal justice system will be a minimal effect on that on that particular one. And as far as the jump on the other one, 545, I think that's a reasonable jump there from where they go from a class C to a class B in that. So I will not be supporting the motion on the floor. I would like to see it stay as the committee had recommended. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Pickett. Representative Pluker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I came in late to the meeting, but what is the procedural impact of us voting that there does have a large impact in the criminal justice world? So if we vote that this does have a major impact, what happens next?
My understanding, Jane, you go ahead. You have a better understanding. than
Well,
me.
the job in Rule 319 is for the Criminal Justice Committee to report back to the Committee of Jurisdiction and to the Appropriations Committee. That's all.
That's it. Okay, thank you.
So we have a motion on the floor that this, in fact, does have a large impact on the criminal justice system. Oh, yes, Representative, Senator Carney.
I just thank you so much, Chair Warren. Just a quick clarifying question. Is the committee voting on both bills in the same motion, or does it relate
No.
to one of the two?
Just the one that Representative Reckitt made the motion on, which I don't have the number in front of me.
813. Is that the one making it an A, Representative Reckitt? So that's
No.
813, I believe.
That was my intent. Yes.
Thank you.
Peggy, do you have?
Oh,
some-
I just apologize for conflating the two bills. 545 increases the penalty to a Class B for soliciting a minor, basically. 813 raises aggravated sex trafficking to a Class A, it's currently a B, if the person trafficked is under 14. And
Okay.
I apologize for putting them both out there for you at the same time and confusing things.
No problem. So we're going to do 813 right now. That's the motion on the floor. Representative Newman.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I'm still a little confused, even with the explanation for Representative Fluker. By voting a major impact or not a major impact, what does that do to the legislation? Because this is all new to me.
Yeah, let me try to help with that from our standpoint as legislators. As far as I understand it, this information will be given back to the Judiciary Committee. They might decide to do nothing with it. And it will also be given to the Appropriations Committee. Maybe it could affect if they decide to fund or not fund the bill, maybe not. But we're just adding another layer of information for our colleagues in two other committees as they're making decisions. So let me ask one further question that might be helpful to you. Peggy, will your committee be doing amendment reviews on these three bills and being presented with this information?
We have a plan to look at LD 545, the amendment this morning, and certainly take your recommendation back. I don't think that they were planning on looking at 813 again, but we also don't have the fiscal note back. So if that plays into it, the committee will be looking at the fiscal note. But I think they're done with 803, which you've already voted on.
Perfect. Thank you. Representative Newman, did that answer the question?
Partially, I just wanted to find out if voting that it makes a large impact, does it automatically change the legislation?
No, not at all. And it would have to be that someone on the committee saw the recommendation or was part of the committee and made that motion to reconsider and go through all of that process over again. So that's a really great clarifying question. Literally, we're adding some new information that may not even be, considered at all, and it might be considered. So, but our vote does not create any action on where the bill is right now.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Representative Reckitt, old hand.
Oh, no.
I didn't
old
mean to
hand,
call
you're
you
right.
an old hand. I meant.
I
is that a-
I took it that way, so it's a little hard.
I'm sorry. Well, I'll rephrase that next time. Representative Pickett.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted a point of clarification. I thought I just heard something and I don't think I did, but I just want to be sure. On 813, which is the one we're voting on right now, that the current class of that crime for aggravated sex trafficking of a person under 14 is what? B or C?
B.
B?
Yes,
So we're only going up one, we're going from a B to an A,
yes.
because I thought we were jumping two and.
That's the
which
other
if-
bill.
Okay, so the 545 is the one that jumps to, is that correct? Or was that?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Senator DeChambeau.
Yes. Thank you for asking that clarification, Representative Pickett. Again, the impact and the reason it goes to appropriation is almost like a fiscal note. By going from a B to an A, again, you're going from almost 10 years up to 30 years at $55,000 a year now. So that's an impact. And many of our bills we've considered in this meeting committee, we've always thought about that, and that's a financial impact to the state and whether it's justified or what we want to do. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Senator Searway.
Yeah, I kind of missed two at the very beginning on the two different bills. So I do think that on this 813, when it's going from a B to an A, aggravated sex trafficking is and under 14 is going to maim that child to life. So I think opposed to I don't think the price or the amount cost, and it's going up for just one class. I have no problem with that.
Okay, thank you, Senator. So I know we're going to have a divided here, so we will plan to do a roll call so that everybody can either vote for or against. Representative Rudnicki.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So from what I'm hearing, what this particular motion is doing is not raise.
Representative, you might want to turn off your camera as well and see if that helps you. Just want to give her 1 second to see if it reconnects. I think okay, Representative Rudnicki, if you're there, how about you leave your video off and see if you can ask your question that way?
Thank you. So I was asking if what this motion is doing is just basically leaving the crime as it is a Class B, if that's what the motion is.
That's
I
a
just want to
great
clarify that.
That's a great question. Thank you, Representative Rudnicki. This motion will not change anything about the bill or what's happening with the bill in the Judiciary Committee. This motion is just us weighing in and saying whether we think it's a large impact on the Criminal Justice Committee, system or not. The committee may use that information or may not use that information, but we are not making any changes to the bill.
Okay. So the motion then basically is saying that it's not making a major impact. Okay, so I mean, I wouldn't go along with this motion. Okay, thank you.
The motion is saying that it is making a large impact by increasing something from this many years to this many years. I'm just using that. Some of us are going to say, we believe that it is. It sounds like some folks like Representative Pickett are going to vote against that motion.
But to vote against that motion because we need, I mean, personally, I think going to a Class A is better for this type of thing, for this type of crime. So if I vote against this motion, I'm voting against the staying at a Class B.
You're not actually, you're voting against the statement that you think this has a large impact on the criminal justice system.
I'd like to have a side caucus before we actually take the vote, if we could, please.
Okay, let's take 5 minutes.
Representative Rudnicki, if you can still hear me, you want to set that up on Zoom?
I need to apologize, but Senator Carney needed to get to our work session because we had somebody available only for a few minutes this morning. So I'll stay with you.
Okay, great. Thank you. And no worries.
And
I would like to, sorry, Representative Warren, I'd like to go to judiciary as well for that piece, but I'm happy to come back if you need me when you get to my bill.
Thank you. We will
right.
let you know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Those of you who have your vertigo, can you hear me? Look up page 48 through 51. Those are the sex crimes.
So I'm going to turn off my video. I don't think we need to take a break, so I'll just come back in a bit. I meant, I don't think we need to meet during the break. Excuse me.
Representative Warren and Senator Deschambault. I'm not sure if you can hear me. This is Peggy Reinsch. If you don't mind, I'm going to leave and go to the Judiciary Committee. We have a work session and we actually have 5 bills we have to vote this morning. So
Go for it.
thank you so much. I really appreciate your hospitality and
Oh, it was fun to see you.
and I know Jane will share whatever your the final outcome is, and we will be talking about it. And Jane and I were just talking about LD 813, which is actually still drafted incorrectly, that it really is a new crime. And so we would have to redraft that anyway. So
Peggy, could you tell Ann that I'm here if she needs me?
I will indeed. Thank you very much, Representative Brecken. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah, I think so. Just sort of figure out how to get my earphones in.
Jane, if you are on right now, could you give me a call? This is Charlotte.
15 and 5:30.
Susan, I did talk to Richard a few minutes ago. I think they're coming right back. Oh, Shelley's here. Representative Rudnicki is here. So I'm sure we'll see them back quickly. There's Richard. Okay, great.
Have we still got that joint legislative committee on criminal justice thing on your screen? Because that's what I'm showing.
Oh, yes, Deb will take that down.
Okay, thank you.
There we go. All right, it looks like we are back. Let me just make sure a couple other members are. Great. Okay, so we took a break and the motion on the floor is that this piece of legislation, LD 813, will have a large impact on the criminal justice system. I did speak with Jane quickly, and she wanted folks to know that you can also have your own report, which might be you don't believe it has a large impact on the criminal justice system, or you agree that it has a large impact, but you support it anyway. So there isn't just the one or two, if that's helpful to you guys on your report. As you all know, I'm going to support the motion made by Lois and seconded by me that it does have a large impact. And if folks are here, could you turn your camera on so that we could get to a vote?
Hi.
Hold on one sec. All right, Deb, it looks like we're ready to take the vote on this one.
All right. Video on and please unmute for a roll call vote. We're voting on LD 813 under Joint Rule 319 review, that it has a large impact on criminal justice and public safety. Representative Warren,
Yes.
Representative Morales, Representative Morales,
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
we're voting on Joint Rule 319 review of 813, LD 813, that it has a large impact on criminal justice and public safety. That's the motion.
I'm sorry, Deb, I was having technical difficulties with my volume. Can you repeat the question again?
Victoria, I voted yes on this, that it does have a large impact on the criminal justice system.
And I'm sorry, is this 813, LD 813? Yes, I agree. Yes, increasing the level of the crime to 30 years. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner.
Yes.
Representative Pickett.
No.
Representative Costain is absent.
He had to head out, yes.
Okay. Representative Rudnicki.
No.
Representative Newman.
No.
Representative Pluker.
Yes.
Representative Reckitt. I think she went to Judiciary. Senator Lawrence is absent. Senator Searway.
No.
Senator DeChambeau.
Yes.
That's 5 yes, 4 no, and 4 absent.
And Jane, did you want to get from
Would you look
folks?
even?
Yeah.
extend it by bringing up the parties would allow that.
Deb, did you want to get Lois's vote? It looks like she's on the phone. We'll circle back to you, Representative Reckett, in a second. Jane, did you want to get their report?
Yes, if the people who vote against that motion, do you just
Yes.
want to be no, or do you want something else?
Yes, we are no, no on the vote. We do not, we know there'll be an impact, but we don't feel it will be substantial.
Okay. Thank you.
Deb, did you want to get Representative Reckitt's vote?
Certainly. Representative Reckett, we're voting, it's on 813, LD 813, and the motion is has a large impact on, it's your motion.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so next up we have LD 545, which is the next bill. Does somebody have a motion on that one? Senator Searway.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that it's not going to be much of an impact. I think it'll make a better difference, especially.
Okay, so the motion is just, is it going to make a large impact?
It's not
or-
going to be that big of an impact.
Thank you. So we have a motion on the floor that this is not a large impact on the criminal justice system. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
A second. Any discussion on that, or are we ready to do a roll call?
Ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. We're voting on LD 545. The motion is not a large impact on criminal justice and public safety. Representative Warren,
No.
Representative Morales. I'll circle back.
Yeah, she's got like 3 committees going on right now. Her bills are in education, judiciary. She's going crazy. So
Gotcha.
we'll all be patient today.
Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner.
No.
Representative Pickett.
Yes.
Representative Costain is absent. Representative Rudnicki.
Yes.
Representative Newman.
Yes.
Representative Pluker.
No.
Representative Reckett.
No.
Senator Lawrence is absent. Senator Searway.
Yes.
Senator DeChambeau. Senator, you're muted.
No.
Thank you. I'll go back to Representative Morales. Okay. We'll
Yeah,
count
I
her
think
absent.
she's in one of her work sessions in another committee.
Okay. That's 5 no, 4 yes, and 4 absent.
Yes, Jane.
And the people who voted no on that? What do they?
For me, it's that, yes, it will have a large impact on the criminal justice system.
Okay,
Yeah,
And if-
I agree.
Okay.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Now, do we also have one from HCIFS? And I
Yes.
saw Ms. Reed is here. And maybe if Ms. Reed can let Senator Sanborn know that we're up at her. Ms.
We
Reed,
have
were you
Colleen here.
I did, yes. I did let Senator Sanborn know. I believe she's going to jump back on, hopefully.
Great, thank you.
Just texting her now.
if I may interrupt here, Deb, I just sent you an email. Would you resend the link to my phone, Addie, my personal Addie? So I'm losing charge on my laptop. I'll have to do it on my phone.
Do you mean to your Gmail account?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, Ms. Reed, if you'd like to present to us
Sure.
what we've got going on.
I see Senator Sanborn here. I'll defer to her if she wants to jump on. I think she can probably walk you through it just as easily as I can.
Thank
You do have the memo that Jane forwarded to you explaining what's included in our bill LD 1645.
Thank you. Senator Sanborn.
Thank you, Chair Warren. Thanks for reviewing this bill for us. LD 1645 puts in place certain requirements for private student loan lenders who provide post-secondary education financing to students for expenses related to their post-secondary education, but which are not part of the federal student loan program. This is sort of a part two of our student loan bill of rights that we passed a couple of years ago. And the bill is intended to protect Maine students and their families from certain predatory lending practices by private student loan lenders. So in addition to a provision for fines, suspension from operating in the state, and private rights of action against private student financing companies that violate provisions of the bill would also make it a Class E crime for a violation of the requirements. Would generally be a crime against that could be charged against a corporation. So we believe that the potential for criminal penalties could serve as an additional deterrent for student finance companies and private education lenders. And we do not believe that these provisions would place a substantial burden on the criminal justice system in Maine. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Senator Sanborn. Could you tell me, just, is it increasing a crime or is it increasing a sentencing provision? You probably said that and I apologize if I missed it.
That's okay. It would be a new crime actually, and it's a Class E crime that could be charged against a private student loan financing corporation for violating these consumer protection statutes.
Great, thank you for that. Any questions for Senator Sanborn? Yes, Representative Pickett.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Senator Sanborn, for being here. The question I have is, I'm looking at the bill. So the bill is increasing. Is it going from a Class E to a Class D? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's a new consumer protection statute that does not exist today, and it creates the crime as a Class E crime. It's not increasing any penalties. It's making something that's not current, on which our law is currently silent. It's making it clear that that is a violation of consumer rights in Maine.
We're talking Class E, not D, correct?
Correct. It's all Class E. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a motion? Senator
make a motion.
Searway.
I'll make a motion that it doesn't have a big impact.
Thank you. I'll second that motion. Any more discussion on the motion? If we are in agreement, let's do a roll call just because, let's just do a roll call. Deb, could you do a roll call for us? Thank you. You're on mute, Deb.
Video on and please unmute for a roll call vote. We're voting on LD 1645. The motion is that it doesn't have a large impact on criminal justice and public safety. Representative Warren.
Yes.
Representative Morales.
Is the motion that it does not have a large impact?
Correct.
Yes.
Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner.
Yes.
Representative Pickett.
Yes.
Representative Costain is absent. Representative Rudnicki.
Yes.
Representative Newman.
Yes.
Representative Pluker.
Yes.
Representative Reckett.
Yes.
Senator Lawrence is absent. Senator Searway.
Yes.
Senator DeChambeau.
Yes.
That's 10 yes and 3 absent.
Great.
Before we lose Heather, can I ask one question to her? Madam Chair?
Sure.
Okay. I was wondering if on this charge, how does that work on a business that's, the bank? How do they get charged? Who gets charged? I know the corporations usually don't do it this way, so I didn't know how that worked.
Yeah, so I think it would be up to the Attorney General's office to determine whether civil penalties would just be pursued or whether there might be criminal penalties pursued against the companies. But you can charge a company with a crime.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Sanborn, for being here. Thank you, Ms. Reed, for being here. Okay, have a good day. So next up, we have a few different things that we need to deal with. And I had promised members that this would last about an hour. So I'm going to try to keep us within about 2 hours, if we could do that. So we have a couple of different issues that we need to deal with. One specifically that is starting off, came to light pretty recently, and I need to apologize, Representative Pickett, I haven't spoken with you about this one. This is LD 1043. It is Representative McCrae's bill about no-knock warrants. It is a bill that we all voted unanimously to support. And since that time, we have heard from the judicial branch that they don't collect this information that we're asking them to collect, and that it really has created quite a burden on them. I think we didn't know that when we voted for the bill, and I would like to suggest that we remove that part from the bill. I don't know that we need to reconsider it, or if we can just all agree that we'd like to remove that part from the bill. Jane, do we need to do a straight up recon, or can we just all?
If you can all just direct me to take the data collection piece out of the amendment, that was something that you added, you just take it out.
Okay. And again, I am not interested in rehashing, but I'd like us to talk about, do we agree on whether we want to take that out or not? Representative Pickett.
Yes, not having the bill in front of me, but I think I recall how the bill went. So that being said, if the data collection is, as you say, if that is going to be, I'm assuming cost prohibitive or whatever the case may be, then I would say that I would be okay with removing it.
And I second it.
Thank you, Representative Pickett. And yes on cost prohibitive, I can't say that word. Yes on that, but also they just don't have the tool to collect it. Yeah. And so that I think that just means we'll figure out another way to do that. Senator DeChambeau. Oh, you're on mute, Senator.
There. Yes, I don't think we need a motion, do we? I mean, I think we can all agree the bill is the bill, it passed, and it makes sense. And the court did write us a note saying they just don't have it and would take a long time to do it. So, okay, so I show of hands if everybody's in agreement. Is that okay? I am. Thank you.
Okay, looks like it's unanimous of everybody that's here. Great, thank you so much. So that was that one. Additionally, we have had another piece brought to us by the judiciary, not committee, but the actual Ms. Finn from Judiciary. You'll remember that we had a bill that we turned into, that was Senator Diamond's bill, but he didn't remember that it was his bill. And we had testimony from the entire folks, Coalition to End Domestic Violence, lots of other folks asking us to increase some training for guardian ad litem around domestic violence. And we voted unanimously to do that, that we felt like they did need more training. We've also had a request from Judiciary to make a change in that. I have spoken with the folks at the Coalition to End Domestic Violence, and I'm not going to support a carryover, but others might want to, and so I want to give you all a chance. And I'm not going to support a carryover because the information that I've gathered is that the coalition did previously ask Judiciary for more time for guardian ad litem training, and they were not, I think they were granted 15 minutes. I think that we heard from the folks on the ground, the domestic violence experts, and so I trust them, and I want this bill to go forward to provide that additional training. I apologize, that was a lot of words. That's just an explanation for why I will vote against a carryover request. Next up, Senator DeChambeau, and then Representative Pickett. Senator, you're on mute.
I'm on my phone for the first time, so it's new to me. Well, I could make a motion and then we can discuss it, or else I can make a statement and tell you why. What Representative Warren said is correct in her conversations with the Coalition Against Domestic Violence. You will recall this is Senator Diamond's bill on kissing, unlawful sexual touching. That
No, it
got,
isn't.
it's not that one? Wait a minute.
No.
No, it's
But
a
it
different bill.
was,
But we don't have to go through the details of the
okay,
bill.
well,
So,
I'm
but it's a different bill.
confused it, but I have spoken to the original sponsor, Senator Diamond. He has no interest in the bill, in that he said it basically changed somewhat dramatically from what he had first intended. He has no hard feelings. He understands. I've also spoken to Julia Finn, who's the administrator of the courts. And she wrote a long memo. I'm not sure if everybody got it. And her statement was they did not testify on Diamond's bill because it had nothing to do with them. But what resulted on guardian ad litem does impact the court, because the court is responsible for training the guardian ad litems. And so she had asked, possibly a suggestion was to carry it over so she could work with the Coalition on Domestic Violence. I don't disagree with what Representative Warren said. I would trust that Andrea told us the truth in that they only gave them 15 minutes. The issue I want to relate to you is Julia Finn sees that there's a need for discussion now, because it truly does impact the court and their training. So given that, the motion for me would be a carryover so that both the coalition and the guardian ad litem or the courts could talk about it. Absent that, what we're doing is the bill basically directs the court to look at their training and adjust it to what we pass, independent of their testimony. So my motion is a carryover of the LD. I don't have it. Wait a minute. Is that, do we have the number?
1408.
1408. I didn't even have the number. 1408. And I appreciate a second.
Second it.
So we have a motion to carry over LD 1408, and we have a second. Representative Pickett.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I hear what's being said by both chairs, and I understand what's being said. But this is a situation where we're talking about guardian ad litem. There's issues going on every day out here that deal with guardian ad litem, and they came to us very clearly and said they don't have the training. They need to have people up to par on what's going on. And if that's under the judicial jurisdiction, then I have to ask myself, why hasn't it been addressed before? Why haven't they realized this before? Why haven't they kept the training up to date? So I can't support a carryover. I think it's time for this to go forward, and I think the judiciary is just going to have to take and adjust to it. And I don't think it's going to be a major financial impact on them. I think it's going to be getting their people up to snuff to do what they should be doing now.
Thank you, Representative Pickett. I agree, obviously, with Representative Pickett, and I would also add that we did the last time we all met, we did have to ask for permission to get more carryover bills than we were even granted at the first place. So I worry about the ability also to get this through. But enough said, unless anyone else has anything to add, we'll go to a roll call on this bill. Okay, so in order for us to even do that, Senator, I wasn't paying attention, but your motion is out of order. We would actually need to get a motion first to reconsider. And you'd need to get a second, and then we'd need to vote that first. So you're on mute, Senator.
I'm sorry, I thought I made a motion for a carryover.
You did make a motion for a carryover. We've already voted this bill. So in order for us to revote.
Oh, a reconsideration. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. That's true. So my motion, and Senator Seaway, I think you'll understand. My motion now is to reconsider LD 1408.
I will go along with Senator DeChambeau and second it.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor for a reconsideration, seconded by Senator Seaway. I'm always going to support a procedural motion by my co-chair. That's something I find is very important. So I'm going to support the motion for reconsideration. Do we need to do a roll call on that, or can we just raise our hands?
I think roll call, right?
We do, okay. We have a motion to do a reconsideration. Deb?
Video on, and please unmute for a roll call vote. Representative Warren.
Yes.
Representative Morales.
Yes.
Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner.
Yes.
Representative Pickett. Representative Pickett, you're on mute.
Yes.
Representative Costain is absent. Representative Rudnicki.
Yes.
Representative Newman.
Yes.
Representative Pluker.
Yes.
Representative Reckitt is on the phone. Senator Lawrence is absent. Okay, I got your vote, Representative Reckitt.
Thank you.
Senator Lawrence is absent. Senator Serway,
Yeah,
Senator DeChambeau.
Yes.
That's 10 yes and 3 absent.
Great. So we now have the bill in front of us. Senator DeChambeau.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to carry over and speak on that motion to respond to a few things. So if I can have a second.
So we have a motion on the floor to carry over LD 1408. Do we have a second?
I'll second it for purposes of discussion.
Thank you.
Senator DeChambeau.
And this isn't just directed to you, Representative Pickett. It's just something I failed to also mention because I've given this some thought, obviously. What we did is basically put in a bill a responsibility that another department has to step up to. And the analogy I have is we would not probably, we've heard a lot of things about guardian ad litem, and maybe now's the time to get it straight and get it right. Again, I told you that the opinion of the court is that they've already got some training. They do agree that they may have to look at their curriculum and they would like to work with domestic violence. And the analogy I give is we would really stop short of, we've heard criticism about the Criminal Justice Academy, to put something in a bill about training at the academy. We would think twice and ask the academy if they've already done it. Do they want to continue with it? Do they want to collaborate? So I just want to give the same opportunity to the court. It's not a dead bill. It's just doing it right so we don't separate just because it's a domestic violence, and guardian ad litems aren't all about domestic violence in the court. I really would like to give a chance to the court to weigh in on this and come out with a really good bill for both sides and beyond. So that's my reason for a carryover.
Thank you, Senator DeChambeau. Representative Pickett.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Appreciate that clarification, Senator DeChambeau. But it's my understanding, and I should say it's my recollection, and I could be wrong, and by all means, correct me if I am. But it seems to me that during the public hearing, that there was a number of comments about the guardian ad litem in the training for the guardian ad litem, and the fact that they had been trying to get training for some time, and that had not been happening. So I have to ask myself the question, and there was the judiciary, if they are supposed to be the ones in charge and taking care of and making sure these people that are doing this service that is very necessary, and that to get the training they need, and the people that need to be trained are asking for it, and then they're not getting it, why should we have to force them to the table to be able to go ahead and get the training when it's something that should not be a burden to them and they should be doing in the first place? That's where I have the issue with this carryover vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Reckitt.
Hi, I'm sorry for the interfering noise coming from my house. I had a long conversation with Julie Finn yesterday, and I understand that their hesitation in part is that it will essentially add 6 hours of training to the, or at least 4 to the guardian ad litem trainings. I myself think that there are many places where the issue of domestic violence should be incorporated into the guardian ad litem trainings. not just as a standalone, but as part of the discussion of child protective services, as part of the discussion of divorce, whatever, of mediations. I think they all need to be overlaid. And so I'm in agreement that they need training and have been. The question is how we do it responsibly. And I'm at the stage where I'm likely to yield and vote in favor of this bill. I was particularly moved by Representative Pickett's remarks. And I think that maybe the way to do it is to add an amendment that would push the time frame back. So it's not going to be effective, when the bills come out, and then 3 months later, but give them until the 1st of January to redesign the training and implement it, so that there would be more time for the discussion amongst the participants and those who run the guardian ad litem program, as well as the judiciary. But if we did endorse it and just push the timeline out a little, it would give time for those discussions, but it would also emphasize that we really want this done. So I think it could do both things. But on the other hand, that's a thought that came to me in the last half hour. So, weigh it as you will. But that would be my ideal way to do this, is to push off the implementation of this bill, but to make the strong statement that we think it needs happened.
Thank you, Representative Reckitt. Senator DeChambeau.
Yes. Am I on?
You are. Yep.
Okay, thank you. I do agree with both Representative Pickett and Reckitt. The question I have, however, is I'm wondering if the amendment or the bill that we passed was prescriptive, such as so many hours. They do have training. In your presentation, Representative Pickett, I didn't get that you understood there is training for guardian ad litem people, I should say. But the question is, how much do they fit in on domestic violence? And I really think that's a dialogue that really needs, and we're the ones, yes, Representative Reckitt will be pushing it, but there needs to be a dialogue with the court and the domestic violence group. And that's why I would prefer that we not get involved or pass it up, but just give them time in a carryover to come to some resolve. And again, I've said enough, but that's my position.
Thank you, Senator DeChambeau. I see you, Representative Pickett. I'm just going to jump in here for a quick second. I do not support a carryover, full stop. Representative Reckitt, I would support a pushback to January. The guardian ad litem training doesn't start until March, so that would be fine. Doesn't matter, because the guardian ad litem doesn't start until March. So it doesn't really matter what we do in this case, but I would support that. Secondly, I would note that the state of Oklahoma, as an example, requires 16 hours of training for guardian ad litems on domestic violence. So, and we're talking about a really small number. So again, I'm going to vote against a motion for carryover, but if the motion for carryover were to fail, I would support a motion to push this out to January. Representative Pickett.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I agree, and I do know that the guardian ad litems do get training. It was my understanding from testimony that they just don't have the adequate training to deal with some of the issues that need to be taken care of. And I think Representative Reckitt has came up with a really good compromise to this, which I could agree with, and that is that we still say we need the training. We give them the opportunity to do it. The training doesn't start until March, but they're going to have to be on board with the training to be able to have what they're going to do and how they're going to adjust to that, and have those conversations with the people that they need to. And that puts us in a position where we're not talking about a missed training. We're talking about an adequate training when the training time comes. And so I too will not support the carryover, but I will be very much in favor of, if that does not pass, of going ahead with making that other, having that other recommendation from Representative Record go through. I think that would be a good one. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Pickett. Senator Searway.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I really don't like the idea of a carryover, but I wanted to support the Shambo on this because she had spoken to the judiciary, and I understand, you know, wanting the details and all that, but if we're going to not get the carryover, I certainly would go for the amendment. Maybe that might be a better avenue. I will support Senator Shambo on this vote, and then if it doesn't make it, then we can go the other way.
Thank you, Senator Searway. Shall we have a vote on the motion of carryover?
Ready for a roll call vote?
Yes, please.
Please unmute and camera on for a roll call vote. Representative Warren,
No.
Representative Morales,
No.
Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner is absent. Representative Pickett. Oh,
No.
Okay, Representative
Come back
Pickett
to
is
me.
no.
Sorry. Come back to me.
Will do. Representative Costain is absent. Representative Rudnicki,
No.
Representative Newman,
No.
Representative Pluker,
No.
Representative Reckett.
No.
Senator Lawrence is absent. Senator Searway,
Yes.
Senator DeChambeau,
You're on mute, Senator.
Yes.
and I'll come back to Representative Lookner.
Yes.
That's 3 yes, 7 no, and 3 absent.
So, Jane, I have a procedural question. We voted on a carryover. Can we have a subsequent?
The motion failed, so
Okay, good.
you got the bill in front of you as it started.
Do I have a motion? Representative Reckett, did you want to make a motion?
Yes. I move that we amend the bill to make the effective date January 1st, 2022.
I second it.
Oh, there must be a problem with something I said because Jane has her hand up.
I think she wants to clarify. Jane, go ahead.
I just want to clarify, you want ought to pass as amended using the same language as you had before.
Assuming that was where
And
we
a
ended.
January 1 effective date.
Yes, yeah.
Seconded.
Great, thank you, Representative Reckett. Any discussion on this motion? Senator Searway, is that a old? Okay.
Yeah, it's an old hand.
Okay, thank you. Deb, do you want to do a roll call?
Certainly. Please unmute for a roll call vote. Representative Warren,
Yes.
Representative Morales,
Yes.
Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner,
Yes.
Representative Pickett,
Yes.
Representative Costain is absent. Representative Rudnicki is absent. I'll come back. Representative Newman,
Yes.
Representative Pluker,
Yes.
Representative Reckett,
Yes.
Senator Lawrence is absent. Senator Searway,
Yes.
Senator DeChambeau.
Yes.
That's 9 yes and 4 absent.
Great. Thank you very much, everyone, for that. Okay, so we have 2 other bills that we would just like to do a quick reconsideration on. And these are just so that, we have folks that voted in a way that they want to change. I'll bring up the first bill, which is LD 967. You'll remember that this bill is Representative Ann Perry's bill to make simple possession civil violation. And again, we do not have to rehash the bill. Everybody can stay exactly where they are on the vote. We're just giving someone the consideration of a revote. So I would like to make a motion to reconsider 967.
I second.
Representative Pickett.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. As you folks in the committee know, and last year as well, I don't take these motions to reconsider lightly. I think that we should be giving each other a chance to do these kind of things. However, my caucus and I have a situation here. This bill, as I understand it, this reconsideration vote is to try to give a person a chance to change their vote. That person, which I certainly respect, however, has been missing since last year in committee. He's not here. We don't see him. And it's the same thing has gone through all this year. We all come in, we all take, and we have a job to do. We were elected to do a job, and it's our responsibility to be here and be aware of what's going on. And if it was just one of us that missed a day or something like that, that would be one thing. But because of that, I have a hard time, and he's not even here today on this reconsideration vote for himself. So that being said, and again, I don't take it lightly voting against the reconsideration vote, but I will have to be voting in opposition to this request. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Pickett. If we're all set, we could take a vote on a reconsideration.
Do you want to do a roll call?
Yes, please.
Shall I do? Okay. Representative Warren,
Yes.
Representative Morales,
Yes.
Representative Reckitt,
Yes.
Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner,
Yes.
Representative Pickett, Representative Pickett,
No.
Representative Costain is absent. Representative Rudnicki,
No.
Representative Newman,
No.
Representative Pluker,
Yes.
Senator Lawrence is absent. Senator Searway,
No.
Senator DeChambeau is not on the call. That's 5 yes, 4 no, and 4 absent.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my phone. Thank you, Deb. I'll make a motion ought to pass as amended on LD 967.
I second.
Deb, could you do a roll call?
Certainly.
Oh, Jane?
I'm sorry. Previously, when this bill was voted, there were two different ought to passes amended. So, there was an ought to passes amended.
I'm moving the same one that I was on last time,
Okay.
Jane. I suspect everyone will end up exactly where they are, except the one person we're doing the reconsideration for. So
Yep.
mine is the ought to pass as amended is what Representative Perry brought to us at the public hearing.
Yep, thank you.
Are we ready for a roll call?
Yes.
We're voting on LD 967. The motion is ought to pass as amended. Representative Warren,
Yes.
Representative Morales,
Yes.
Representative Reckett,
Yes.
Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner,
Yes.
Representative Pickett,
No.
Representative Costain is absent. Representative Rudnicki,
No.
Representative Newman,
No.
Representative Pluker,
Yes.
Senator Lawrence is absent. Senator Searway,
No.
and Senator DeChambeau is absent. That's 5 yes, 4 no, and 4 absent.
Thank you. And Richard,
Yeah.
I'll just let you know that I will take responsibility for making sure that members on my side that missed the vote log their vote, and I suspect that you'll be doing the same, so we make sure we give everyone a chance to vote.
Absolutely. And Jane, I will be, the other report will be the one that we were originally on.
Okay, you were originally on not to pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great, Jane. Senator DeChambeau is back, and I'd like to give her the opportunity to have her report. She was on a report with Senator Lawrence, so
Yep.
if she'd like to do that. Senator DeChambeau, you're on mute, and we're on 967.
I apologize. I did want to vote on the previous one, and now I'm recharging the phone. This is bad. 967 on the drug. So what are you asking me? I'm sorry.
I suspect you'd like to be in the same place that you were when we took the original vote, which was you and Senator Lawrence together had an ought to pass as amended motion.
Yes. Yeah, that's my position.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we'll record you as that. And Senator DeChambeau, what I let Richard know is that I will make sure that I let all of our members know we've done this revote and to log their original votes. Okay. Thank you all for that. And the next bill that we have is LD 417. I would like to make a motion to reconsider LD 417.
I second.
And sorry, I should have told you guys, this is the pretext stops bill. This is a bill that Senator Lawrence had worked on an amendment with Representative Morales. We voted this a couple weeks ago. So that's the motion. Representative Pickett.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. This is what's the purpose for the reconsideration on this one?
Same.
So that somebody can either vote that didn't vote, or somebody can vote that change the vote from what they have.
Yeah, so Representative Sharp, out of all the times that he has voted by email, which can be difficult, he's only made 2 mistakes, and these are those 2, and we're giving him the opportunity to switch those mistakes.
Okay. And just to be consistent with our position,
Sure.
reasons why will be, I would assume it will probably turn out the same way. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any other discussion on the reconsideration? Seeing none, Deb, could we do a roll call on the reconsideration?
Certainly. Excuse me. We're voting on LD 417. The motion is to reconsider. Representative Warren,
Yes.
Representative Morales,
Yes.
Representative Reckett. You're on mute,
Yes.
Representative. Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner,
Yes.
Yes.
Representative Pickett,
Yes.
Representative Pickett,
No.
Representative Costain is absent. Representative Rudnicki,
No.
Representative Newman,
No.
Representative Pluker,
Yes.
Senator Lawrence is absent. Senator Searway. Senator, I couldn't hear you. Could you repeat your vote?
No.
Thank you. Senator DeChambeau. Senator DeChambeau?
Yep. Although I agree, but I will vote yes.
That's 6 yes, 4 no, and 3 absent.
Thank you, Deb. I'll make a motion ought to pass as amended on LD 417.
Madam Chair,
Yes, please.
I think the vote was announced 6-4. I think it should have been 5-4 with
Oh,
4,
I'm sorry.
I believe.
Can you read that again, Deb?
Sure. I do have 6 yes and 4 no. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, that would be
Sure.
great.
Representative Warren, yes. Representative Morales, yes. Representative Reckett, yes. Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner, yes. Representative Pickett, no. Representative Costain, absent. Representative Rudnicki, no. Representative Newman, no. Representative Pluker, yes. Senator Lawrence, absent. Senator Searway, no. Senator DeChambeau, yes.
All good, Representative Pickett?
I just don't know how we get to 6-4. There's only 13 people on the committee. I don't know how we get this to 6-4.
And 3 absent.
3 absent.
Okay, my mistake. Sorry.
That's
My
okay,
mistake.
that's okay. Okay, all good, thank you. Okay, so we got that, and now there's a motion on the floor, ought to pass as amended on 417. It's been seconded by Representative Morales. And unless there's any discussion, could we do a roll call? Deb, you're earning your paycheck today.
Certainly. Please unmute and we'll do a roll call on LD 417. The motion is ought to pass as amended. Representative Warren,
Yes.
Representative Morales,
Yes.
Representative Reckett,
Yes.
Representative Sharp is absent. Representative Lookner,
Yes.
Representative Pickett,
No.
Representative Costain is absent. Representative Rudnicki,
No.
Representative Newman,
No.
Representative Pluker,
Yes.
Senator Lawrence is absent. Senator Searway,
No.
Senator DeChambeau.
Yes.
So again, the vote is 6 yes, 4 no, and 3 absent.
Thank you. And again, on this one, just so everyone knows, I'll make sure that all of our members have a chance to know that we revoted and get their votes. And I know Richard will do the same. Jane?
And the position of the noes on that vote is ought not to pass.
Correct.
Right.
Thank you.
And Madam Chair, I thought it was said on that other vote on the reconsideration, it was 6-4 and 4 absent. That's where my math was messed up. I didn't realize it was 3 absent.
That makes sense. Great, everyone. I think that was all of our work for today, and I appreciate it. I'm sorry that it took longer than I promised you. Jane, do you have anything additionally for us?
Only to tell you that I am still writing amendments, and I apologize that means everything's late, but I am working hard on that. And what that means is that language review can't start until I finish that. My goal is to get a mailing out to you electronically on Monday that has all the bills with the vote sheets and the amendments that are ready at this point, or will be ready by Saturday. So that'll be maybe perhaps 16 bills. And so I'll send them out to you with directions from the chairs about how you give feedback. And then there will be another packet later.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And for all members to know, when we're back on Monday, there will be, if you look at the area where when you walk out on the balcony, there are folks there with a couple of tables and they've got a bunch of sheets. Please stop by and see if they need your signature. I know a bunch of us haven't had the chance to do that yet. That also slows our bills from getting reported out. The last thing we want is all criminal justice bills on the last day. I think Richard probably agrees with me there.
That would be good.
Yeah. And the other thing I was thinking is just, I do want us to be able to do a committee luncheon. So I'm going to reach out to my co-chair. We talked about it and Richard and I talked about it. And we have two things. Either we could try to do the meet at the quarry together, which I know we all want to do. Or I was wondering if I could figure out a way to get us a catered lunch up in our committee room. The issue is that with that is I'll have to get permission about eating in the committee room. So let me try to deal with that business. I just want you to know that I haven't forgotten it. And Richard and I and Susan will talk about, what the best thing is to do. Everyone good?
That would be so great. If we could go in our committee room and eat together. That would be great.
Yeah.
You might be able to do it at the legislative council room if they're not using it. Usually that's food, right?
That's a really good idea. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull something like that together, only because it's going to be so crazy next week. I suspect we aren't going to have long leisurely lunches.
Oh.
Right.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.